Hello and welcome to the fifth rule of the mind to help you overcome anxiety. The fifth rule of the mind is that each suggestion you act upon creates less resistance to future suggestions. So in other words, the more often you do something, the easier it is to do it. And this is where exposure therapy goes wrong, because while this rule of the mind is true and correct, it does get easier the more often you do it. If you've got a fear of driving or anything else, you'll know how annoying it is when people tell you, "Oh, just keep doing it and you'll get better." So why doesn't that work, even though it's a rule of the mind? It doesn't work because before that can work, you must first have removed deeper resistance. So if you haven't seen any of my 400 plus videos on the fear of driving, you may not know that a fear of driving is caused by something from your past. The driving is the trigger, and it's triggering off what we call an anchor. An anchor is something that's stuck in your mind, like an anchor, like a ship gets stuck with an anchor. That's what it's called, an anchor. It's something in your mind that's trapped. It's an old thought, an old emotion, an old feeling, sensation, memory. Something that's stuck in your mind, and the driving is triggering it off. So although it's true that each time you do something it becomes easier to do it, that only applies if you first remove the anchor. Because if you don't remove the anchor, the ship will keep trying to sail away from it, and the ship will keep getting stuck and stuck and stuck and stuck because the anchor is holding you back. So to be successful in overcoming anxiety, you must first remove the anchor, then you do it more and more regularly. Can you see the huge difference there? People who promote exposure therapy don't understand this, and they just say, "Oh, well, keep fighting, push through, you will get better because every time you do it, it gets easier." No, it doesn't, because the opposite is also true. Every time you fail, it becomes easier to fail. So if you don't remove the anchor first, you're exposing yourself to failure. And I did another video recently about this. I'll put a link to it at the end of this one and in the description, about how exposure therapy only works if you first removed the anchor. If you don't remove the anchor, it's a horrible experience. And like I say, it works the other way as well. I've had times when I've helped people overcome the fear of driving, and they've done it. They find the anchor, they remove it, but then they make the fatal error. What do they do wrong? They say, "Oh, well, I'm not going to go out driving because I think I need to do more sessions." No, this is why I'm quite strict with my clients, and I say, "Nope, we've done a session, we've removed the anchor, drive." And the people who get success are the ones who go out and they face it and they think, "Oh, it's going to be scary." But when they get to the point of where they normally be scared, "Oh, it's easier." Then they do it again, and it's easier, and it's easier, and it's easier. And they come back to me saying, "This is brilliant, I'm smiling when I drive, it's great." But if you give in, if you think, "Oh, I don't want to drive," then these people put themselves in an impossible position. What they say is effectively, "I'm not going to drive until I've driven and I know it went well." You can't have driven and had it go well until you've driven. But they say, "Oh, no, no." They don't say this in as many words, they just don't realise they're saying this. But they're saying, "No, I won't drive until I know I've done it, and I've done it, and it felt fine, then I'll go and drive." It's like putting the cart before the horse. You can't possibly have done it until you've done it. There's a saying in therapy, "You'll never have done it until you've done it." But you must have removed the anchor first. So this is quite a confusing rule of the mind. Yes, you can get better by doing it in repetition, and the same is true for getting worse. You can get worse and worse and worse by using repetition. But before this will work, you must first have removed the anchor to allow you to do the repetition. If you just repeat it over and over and over, it won't work. I've said before in videos, if I sit here saying 2 plus 2 is 5, 2 plus 2 is 5, 2 plus 2 is 5, I can say that for 10, 20 years. It doesn't make it correct. If somebody came in and said, "Hey, you've got that wrong, 2 plus 2 is 4, and they explained why, "Oh yeah, oh, I was wrong, 2 plus 2 is 4, 2 plus 2 is 4. Just because you repeat something doesn't make it correct. You have to repeat it in the correct way, having removed the anchor, in my case the problem that stopped me from understanding 2 plus 2 is 4, not 5. Check out these other videos of mine on screen now, and if you want to take any of my courses or work with me one-to-one online from anywhere in the world, you can contact me through my website, firstdrive.com. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you again soon for more videos.